They're back. Bigger.
I ain't fat.
Bolder.
You are nicked.
And they've got a new home.
I bought us the Queen Vic.
Well, newish. Kat and Alfie are back. Where they belong.
Listen, can we just keep the opening a bit small? You don't need to make a big fuss about it, do you? It's only Kat and Alfie.
In 2005, Kat and Alfie left our screens forever.
Is it forever?
It's forever and ever, I swear.
And a nation mourned their loss.
You come again.
But the good news is they're back, and they're bringing with them their own brand of chaos.
Suddenly they're back and all the troubles come back with them.
There's always a drama with Kat.
Tonight we look back at their classic moments, the love,
I know you don't want to marry him, that you want to marry me.
the lies, the leather jackets,
I need your help.
and how the destruction of the Moon's new home became one of the biggest stunts in Eastenders history. At BBC Elstree, there are some unwanted visitors in the Slater house. 5 years on, and trouble has followed Kat back home.
You realise I was putting my balls on a plate for the pair of you. Come on then, eat me. Eat me if you think you're hard enough.
But these thugs have picked on the wrong family.
Where is my granddaughter?
You obviously have a huge story when a returning character comes back.
All right. They are. Have it. It's only money.
But it's okay. A familiar face is about to save the day.
You're nicked, son.
The idea was to bring them back far apart, not having seen each other for 6 months, with the most dramatic kind of way of coming back together that we could.
This is the bit where Kat and Alfie see each other for the first time on screen.
Katie, I'll
Me and Billy are pretending to be coppers. One line.
It all starts with a melee with a baseball bat to Mo and Jean and all the whole family all piling in.
Take one and action.
I've called the police. No need, whoa, no need, sir. We're already here. You are nicked.
Wait! Stop! Come here!
Alfie, I have Miss Kat actually. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to remember how to play her again and how comical Kat and Alfie can be. But as soon as I got the leopard skin stilettos on, the earrings, the makeup, I've had to hoist my boobs up because I have none left. I was back to being Kat again.
Action.
You're nicked, son.
Wait! No!
Lock the door, no one's leaving here.
It was quite nice to film actually because we haven't had that many people in the hallway or in the kitchen or in the whole house for years.
That was like dominoes.
I put her a card under the door and I went, "Welcome back, Jessie. Lots of love, Derek." And on the other side, "Welcome home, Kat. Lots of love, Dad."
It feels like I've come home. It's a really weird feeling. Just being back in the kitchen. When I came to do a cafe scene earlier on, I forgot where I was. I didn't know where I was going. Someone to show me. That was a bit strange.
So, where have they been?
They've had a pub called the Queen Victoria, and it's burnt down.
They've had a dodgy timeshare business.
She's sort of on the run.
Why are you doing the legwork? Why ain't Alfie in the wig and why ain't he sorting it out?
Because he's dead.
Alfie, we find out, has been away under the Spanish Majesty's pleasure.
We wanted something to have gone wrong in the relationship that would kind of tap back into who both those characters were.
We know they love each other, but what is going to be different about these two characters 5 years down the line?
Euphoria's kind of died down now. For me, does it feel like...
No, not really, no. I'm just enjoying every second of it.
Feels like such a kid, if you honestly. It hasn't changed. Hasn't changed.
Could have a lick of paint.
Yeah, and you. Seriously,
Don't even think about it. No, Kat! Oh, it looks like I wet myself.
So what's all the fuss about? Who are Kat and Alfie?
I think they're soulmates that are just made for each other. You treat me like royalty, Alfie Moon.
You look like $1 million. Cheers. I love you.
I love you. Mwah.
Two opposites, and they seem to work.
You two are like bangers and mash.
What taste then?
They've become like one of the sort of iconic sort of Eastenders couples.
As double acts go, they're as big as Den and Angie, Brucey and Tess, Paul and Barry. They're like...
They're like the Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton of Eastenders.
Yes, that's the one.
What's great about Kat and Alfie is you can throw anything at them.
You're lovely. And I'm going to show you just how lovely you are tonight. That'll make you feel young again, won't it, eh?
Here we go.
Kat and Alfie were always going to get together. We'd have been mad not to take those two forces of nature and kind of bring them together.
Oh, we're out of ice. Oh, help me out, gorgeous. Please, I'm dying here.
Nah.
We were messing around in the Queen Vic, and they saw a chemistry.
This one is on the house.
Oh, cheers.
And you can owe me the kiss.
Here in your dreams, mate.
We, the viewer, knew that these two were fated to be together.
I don't know what it is you've got, but that tea will be bulging by tea time. Is it just how it should be? You at my feet holding a torch for me?
It was a slow burner.
Making a habit of this cuddling thing, ain't we?
I like a joke, but it went on for quite a long time.
Ain't you heard? It's Cuddle and Mate Week.
Alfie fancied Kat and Kat fancied Alfie, and neither of them would say it to each other.
She's someone I really like, but, well, she don't want to know, does she?
Maybe he's scared that you'll turn him down.
Why don't you tell her how you feel?
I will when I'm good and ready, all right?
The next bloke that comes sniffing around me won't know what's hit him.
There were so many conflicts and...
What are you doing?
That's just a bit of ice.
You idiot.
Everybody wants Kat and Alfie to get together.
If he was interested, he would have made a move by now.
I've got to tell you something, Kat.
What is it?
People were shouting at the telly going, Alfie, just tell her you love her.
Sometimes I wonder why you put up with me.
What do you think?
Eventually, Kat decided to tell Alfie in her own subtle way.
She had a few drinks. Oh, no. If it isn't the very gorgeous one and only Alfie Moon.
And then she says,
I'm just besotted.
Hey, yippee, Kat. Who's the plucky man this time, then?
You are.
oh, someone finally said something.
Kat, I really need to think about this.
And he says, oh, give me a moment to think about this.
I've thought about it.
Oh. And they sit together.
Should we go upstairs? Yeah, just...
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Finally, the moment arrives, of course, when she's thrown herself at him.
Oh, you're forgetting something.
Yeah, I love you.
Oh, no.
What?
Don't.
I really respect you.
Got to be safe about these things.
Have you got one?
Have I got what?
You got one?
I had this great idea for an episode, which is why not spend an entire episode with a man looking for a condom?
Please, Alfie, please. No.
That episode at times become like a big Hollywood production.
Alfie Moon, the hunt for the golden condom.
So his search for the condom went to the Vic.
Baby's out of it.
Machine's broken. Next stop, cafe. There's got to be one of those machines.
No!
Runs out again.
Sorry, girls.
Got Alfie running into a shop which gets held up.
Yes, they're there, gleaming.
Listen, I'll take her.
No! Open it till!
All right, be cool.
Now, only Alfie could get involved in a robbery.
What, you don't need this, lads. These are condoms, you don't need them, lads.
Shut it!
And then, of course, when he did get a condom,
He got thrown in a lake.
No.
He got run over by a car.
How could it get any worse?
Packet of condoms, please, wait.
I think he's concussed.
So he returns to the square and meets this guy.
So, how'd it go?
it didn't.
Didn't get lucky. Gives him the condom.
Got the golden ticket.
Yes, he's on. She's only 80 yards away.
Gets back to Kat.
And what do you know?
And she's asleep. Oh, Norfolk.
Slater. How do you do?
So what is it about Kathleen Slater that drives the men wild?
She was the ultimate party girl.
Kat did have a bit of a reputation as being a bit of a girl about town, as it were.
Ooh, what big strong arms you've got.
You knew that she was a good time girl.
Paul Crane.
She's got bright red lipstick.
You can never wear too much makeup.
She had the kind of makeup that you could see from outer space.
Charming.
She has a temper. As a barmaid, Kat is sent from heaven.
Well, we have to dive first, round here.
No, you can go anywhere you like.
She's ferociously sexual.
Well, considering Kat's meant to be a bit of an old slapper, she hasn't been with that many blokes if you think about it.
Yeah, there's been a few, though.
There was the doctor. There was Andy. Of course, Alfie. And there was another guy.
I need a woman, you see. I'm desperate as it happens.
Oh, you sad old man.
OK, so it wasn't Jim.
I can't remember who else. Oh, yeah, Kat made a move on Steve Owen. She didn't get very far.
Hey, what do you think you're playing at?
But I thought...
Yeah, well, you didn't think again, darling. What do you think I'll take it further with a little slapper like you? Look at you.
My nan was really upset about that. She phoned me up and she went, he left you out in the rain, that and it's not real.
Ah, Kat, she's always made an impact. But then she does take after the rest of her family. It's time to meet the Slaters. There's Charlie, the gentle giant who loves his girls. He's an emotional man who likes his own space.
Where are you going?
Out! No wonder he spends so much time in his taxi. There's Big Mo, she's the gobby one.
What are you all gulping at?
The godmother of the gang. She's a dodgy dealer with her eyes on the prize.
Cigarettes. $1.50 a pack. What do you say?
Don't smoke.
Well, you can always start.
She's got a softer side, though.
It's playtime!
But if she shows it, just run.
Charlie!
No!
I thought you was at work!
God, I wish I was!
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now got the fabulous Slater sisters. Nice round of applause.
There's Lynn, she's the gobby one.
Nice to meet you. Excuse me, does it look like self-service?
You've got customs waiting.
You care! Well, at least I'm not a drunken bitch!
She tells it like it is, and she's a dab hand with a frying pan.
I'm gonna see if this fits.
She's also got appalling taste in men, but then who else would marry Gary Hobbs? There's Zoe, she's the gobby one.
I ain't got your precious flaming top, all right?
She's the baby of the bunch. With a taste for men, other people's men.
Jamie!
And then there's little
I
Mo.
watched video of When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, she's lovely.
I've seen it at least 5 times, but I still want to see it again.
The Slaters arrived in the year 2000 as Albert Square was saying goodbye to an old friend.
You're the best friend I ever had.
And hello to some new ones.
He hit the square like a tornado, like gladiators arriving, yeah, ready for the battle.
We came in a white van.
With little Mo in the back.
Doesn't have a load yet.
Where are we?
I formally declare the new Slater. They've only given us the wrong pigging key.
We didn't realise we're blocking the road and there's a funeral.
We came in and we did cause a bit of a stir.
How are we all going to fit in that?
Just have to be 3 in a bed, won't it?
People always called our house the TARDIS. It only had 3 bedrooms, but for some unknown reason, some days there might be 7, 8, 9 people staying.
I've got all the beds. All we've got to do is decide who's going where.
Charlie's bedroom's downstairs.
So he don't disturb us when he's on late.
Mo's got her own bedroom.
I'm next to the bathroom.
And then if there were 3 bedrooms upstairs, it would have been either little Mo, Lynn and Kat sharing.
Lynn's in the front with Kat.
Or they'd double share.
Front bedroom, please. And so he's in the back with little Mo.
Not again, I'm nearly 17.
No arguments.
Steady, girls. Choosing the bedrooms is the easy part. In casting the actors, though, the production team opted for a more unconventional approach with some surprising results.
It was the first time they'd done it in workshops. They just got a load of actresses in a room and just saw how they interacted and made up the family from there.
Kat's no Zoe's sister after all, is she, Charlie?
Child abuse and incest all rolled into one.
The original Kat story, we kind of started to realise in the rehearsal rooms before we cast.
I kept saying, well, what's the secret? Because every family's got to have a secret.
Well, so a man stands by while his own brother knocks up his 13-year-old daughter, eh?
I kind of remember doing a little sum on a pad and thinking, well, hang on, if Kat's kind of this and Zoe's that, and it got to around 12-year difference, 14-year difference, and suddenly we thought, hang on, we've got a great story here.
And he said, she's her daughter. And it was that simple. And then as soon as that happened, the family just came alive.
And with some of the most hard-hitting storylines in Eastenders history.
Some things are worth waiting for.
The entire Slater family had their fair share of the drama.
Lynn, don't do it.
You ain't my mother!
You're out of my life.
Place your bets down the board. We got odds on 1 to 3, Jenny. Catch you later.
All my girls back together again.
It's lovely.
With the Slaters on the square, it was only a matter of time before Kat was to meet her Mr. Right. Enter Alfred William Moon.
Alfie Moon.
Hello, Don, I'm Alfie, manager of the Queen Vic.
He's an opportunist.
You're never quite sure where the next scam's coming.
Del boy, if you like.
If he was in big business, you would call him an entrepreneur.
Not the 1 pen, not 2 pen, but 3 pens, but with a proper copper bottom. Just like you after a sunbed, darling. Hey!
He's an idiot.
He's a character that you can't help but love because he's so cheeky.
Bird wears red, ready for bed.
He's 1 in 5 million.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
I remember the very dodgy 3/4 length leather coat. I hope that isn't coming back.
Oh yes, Richard, it's back. In 2002, Alfie's moon was rising as he shipped in the rest of the family.
I suppose you could make the comparison between the Moons of Walford and the Trotters of Peckham.
By creating the Moons, you created 2 brothers and a nan.
You got Del Boy, of course, as Alfie, and then there's Rodney, you know, as Spencer, and then of course you've got Nana as grandfather. Nana Moon, don't get me started.
Oh, Alfie, please, dear, do move your feet.
Yeah, all right, darling. You've got to love a man who loves his nan.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hello, Papa.
Nana Moon is everybody's Nana.
I can't drink it from an electric kettle. The water has to be boiled in a pan on the stove.
That old knowledge that old people have.
A watch kettle never boils. I want to go play. I don't know why. Unless, of course, you never plugged it in.
Spencer.
Come here, you.
That relationship's that kind of really wide boy and sidekick that's a little bit not quite sure what's going on all the time.
Spencer!
Yeah? I'm the kid brother, the joke of the family. All right, Kelly.
I find Spencer very naive.
By her being horrible and rude and not talking to me, it's her way of saying she likes me, really.
Exactly so.
He really wanted to be Alfie, he just didn't have the equipment.
The future of the Moons changed by accident when Alfie stumbled upon their new family home.
He becomes the landlord of Queen Vic by calling Chris Wright.
He's a bit of a chancer.
He's taken the identity of what should have been the landlord.
Excuse me, are you Chris?
Yes.
You're late.
Peggy was expecting a stand-in manager or something.
You've got 10 minutes to find your way around.
That's Alfie all over, that's kind of who he is.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Christopher Wright. I'm supposed to be with you today, only I'm having the most horrendous time.
Afraid the job's no longer open. Right, bye-bye.
You learnt everything you need to know about Alfie as he conned his way into that pub.
But when Alfie's past caught up with him, the truth threatened to be revealed.
I want $4,000 and I want to die Thursday.
Takes the takings from Till to play the backmaner, then he realises he can't because he has such loyalty to the Duchess, which is what he called Peggy.
You've been a good friend.
And you too, Alfie.
I can carry my own bags. He came here, moved in, and took us for idiots.
But when the Duchess got her money back, she decided to give Alfie a second chance.
come back.
He goes, okay, clean start, clean slate, come back and we'll start again.
With Alfie back, the love affair of the decade was about to begin.
There's just this moment between them.
How are you then?
I'm all right.
There was that twinkle in the eye, that old little come hither, and I thought, oh yeah, how long before they have a little bit of that as your father?
It's early morning, July 2010, and Albert Square awakes to the return of an old friend.
Well, this is it. It's very surreal, actually. Because I managed to get a parking space right outside the Eastenders reception, but I think it's only going to last a day. Now, I'll tell you what it feels like. You know, when you leave primary school, junior school, and it's your first day at secondary school. It's a bit like that.
When I left EastEnders, you know, there was always that fear that, you know, you can either do really well or everything could come to a halt.
You go away thinking, oh yeah, you want to come back.
I've got Lindsay Coulson on the phone for you.
Very busy, taking phone calls. Wardrobe's down there, and makeup is still in there.
Hi, Shane.
Hello, darling. Hello, Francois. Pretend you've not seen me yet. Oh, Francois, how are you? Long time no see.
Are you well?
Yes, thank you.
Come and take a seat then.
Alfie's back.
It was all decided last year, and then I was talking to Shane about it.
And me and Jessie ringing up going, did you get a phone call to it? Yeah, did you?
I heard he's a bit of a joker. So,
only when you don't know the script. What's he making it up for? That's not on there, he's made it up.
I was quite scared, but the more we spoke about it, the more excited we got.
First port of call, a trip down memory lane.
This is the old Alfie Moon's house. I don't know who lives there now, but no doubt I'll be trying to kick him out. Queen Vic, look at it now, bless.
They didn't tell me any storylines, and to tell you the truth, I didn't want to know, because if it gets out, I just didn't want to think it was me.
Well, apparently this morning I saw it for the first time. I wasn't here when they, actually burnt it, but apparently it looked incredible. Kat and Alfie will be back in Queen Victoria. I feel like I've come home. It's a nice comfy pair of shoes that I've put on. Unlike these boots that are killing me, and I've only had them on a day.
Times do change, Shane, and now you're back home. Here's what you missed in the last 5 years. Let's start with the Slaters. Stacey fell in love with Bradley. He wears nice jumpers. You'd have liked him, but he's dead now. She's been okay, apart from the affair with her father-in-law. Oh, and she killed Archie Mitchell, but that's a secret, so keep stum. Ian, good old Ian. He's still with Jane. Poor Jane. She was shot by his son Stephen, but then she got better. Now Phil. Hey, he got his kids back. But then he lost them, and now he's turned to crack and has a beard. Remember Sam? She left, and then she came back. But something's different. Any ideas? No, must be the new makeup. There's been 5 new Mitchells on the square. Pauline Fowler died. Tracy spoke.
Very nice.
Hev had a baby. Shirley wore a fake nose, and Big Mo donned a corset. But the big news is you missed the Duchess leaving Walford after the Vic burnt down. Oh, it was one of the biggest stunts in EastEnders history. I mean, come on. How do you blow up the Queen Vic?
I think the fire episode is much bigger than any normal episode of EastEnders.
It was a big number. It's an enormous undertaking to pull off something like that successfully.
I think as soon as we knew that Barbara was going to leave, we knew it had to be something really kind of epic.
We seem to kind of get these moments every 4 or 5 years or something major happens.
Welcome to the planning meeting for 65 to 68. 17-day shoot, starting this Saturday on location, then in stage 1, then the lots.
We usually kind of have one big production meeting And we had kind of several of those with the special effects team.
The simplest way of putting it is on the Thursday night we'll do the ladder descent and cameras on the Vic for the explosion itself.
After months of planning, it was time to film Last Orders at the Vic. But first, they had to get everyone out.
When the fire's going, Stacey is stuck in the living room with baby Lily. Ryan comes up and rescues them.
The first stunt is when Ryan is carrying Stacey down the ladder. The fire goes up and they both go flying off, which wasn't me, unfortunately, because I'm not allowed to do it. When I bring Stacey back down, stunt double comes in and then he gets blown off.
Lee and his stunt team built kind of layers and layers of cardboard boxes.
Which I don't think is that soft. From the back, the girl who played my double did look like me. And she had better hair, which was quite upsetting.
And sometimes the stunt doubles can be just too convincing.
The stunt lady who was being Barbara, she looked exactly the same from the back.
And everyone kept seeing her, thinking it was Barbara.
We were all thinking, what is Barbara doing? And it wasn't until she turned round that we realised it wasn't her. It was so funny.
With any stunt, I think, obviously, there's so many things that could go wrong. Every measure's taken to make sure it won't. So they get covered in a kind of gel that basically is flame-proof.
It is quite hot. It's a couple of 100 degrees in the main part of the fireball.
Inside the Vic, production was moving into hyperdrive by relocating to another galaxy. Well, just down the road.
We went over to LG Studios to film the interior stuff of the pub being on fire, where they had built a replica of the Vic.
Well, here we have the Vic downstairs, which is a complete replica of the set in Stage A at BBC Elstree Studio, apart from the fact it's built to withstand flames. Here we have the fruition of probably 2 months' work. The set probably has taken 7 weeks to build. It's taken 2 weeks to get into this studio. This is quite an important element within the fire. It's a header that has been specially built to collapse on Phil, who will be leaning over the bar.
When we first went in, it was just the strangest thing to walk into the Vic, completely to scale, exactly how it would be.
Hopefully, you'll never know the difference.
We had to go there because otherwise the level of fire we never would have been able to do in Stage 1 because of the low ceilings and the lighting rigs and the close proximity to all the other sets. So by moving to the film studios and moving to the fire studio, we literally were able to go mad with the fire.
We've got these controlled gas pipes that are shooting up jets of flame, so you can feel the heat of it.
And as the temperature rises inside, the outside is about to become even hotter. In the final hours of the Queen Vic, there's an air of anticipation on set. as the cast quietly reflect on the last moments of their beloved pub.
The Vic is about to go up in flames, and this is the second stunt that we're about to see now, which is why everyone's crowded around.
We all got called onto set to have a look at this explosion.
We're sort of waiting there.
And we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. 5, 4, and we're waiting and we're waiting.
3.
We're waiting, and I was getting really nervous.
2.
But all like,
Bang. Everything went out.
the power cut.
There was no power.
There were shouts of kind of no one move.
Then we get told to stay where we are.
It was a panicky time, actually.
We just waited around for another, I think it was about an hour before it came back on.
And then we saw the explosion.
Action.
Quite sad, really.
We watched one of the scenes on the monitor of Barbara saying, "Let it burn."
Let it burn!
We all were crying watching that, because when you watch it back then you realise how sad it is. It's the end of an era and it's the beginning of a new one.
Renovating the Vic might be a daunting task for Kat and Alfie now, but in 2003 they had worse to contend with when Kat fell for the wrong man.
I've got something to show you.
I love you, babes.
I love you, darling.
Step forward, Andy Hunter.
Now there's a sight for sore eyes.
What, is he some sort of super heavy thug or something?
No, but he has a lot of geezers working for him who are.
Andy Hunter definitely had a nasty streak.
Whatever he wanted, he had to have.
Nice club. I could do things with a place like this.
He was everything Alfie wasn't. Suave, a flatterer, whereas Alfie was good at the core of his being. Andy Hunter was rotten.
You and Kat, you mates, yeah?
Yeah, we're good mates.
Used to have a bit of a thing, didn't you?
Yeah, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, that's right, it didn't. So you can put her out of your tiny little mind right now. She don't live here, she don't work here. In fact, she's nothing to do with it.
Nana Moon wasn't well at that time. So all his attention turned to her.
You get well, sweetheart.
And Kat didn't understand at the time.
Too right, I don't understand. The only person you care about is yourself. You know what? Stuff you and stuff your friendship.
They just both ended up in a place that neither of them wanted to be at.
And on Kat's hen night, she began to see clearly.
Kat, the night before, tells Nana Moon why she's lying in hospital, how she feels.
Hope you don't mind, Nana. Just come see how you were. You were.
Get goosebumps.
I thought that when you married someone, they was all you could think of. So why is it every time I close my eyes, all I can see, all I can think about is Alfie? I love him, I really do.
Meanwhile, Alfie goes to see Nana.
Your Kathleen was here last night. She said she loved you, really, not this other bloke. And she said that she ought to be marrying you instead.
So all Alfie had to do was stop the wedding. Easy. Well, not that easy.
She didn't really want to marry him. I mean, she loved Alfie.
Alfie suddenly stood up in the back and went, oh, don't.
Alfie, what are you doing here?
Nana told me what you said.
I'm getting married!
I know you don't want to marry him and that you want to marry me.
Alfie absolutely bears his heart, and that's the thing that Andy never did.
I love the way you eat. I love your little toe, you know, the way sometimes it just curls under the other ones.
Kat realised in that second that is something Andy would never notice that.
Take your hands off her.
Andy,
She ain't marrying you, mate.
Obviously, Andy doesn't take things lying down.
Oh! No!
But it's left, of course, to Kat, who's probably leathered more blokes in a time than Alfie ever has or will do.
Leave him alone!
Have it.
If you want him, you've got to get past me first.
You tell him, babe.
That's Eastenders. That's what the audience like to see. And then when they do finally get together, it's brilliant.
Are you pushing?
Could I remind everybody, please, this is a
On the very last seconds of the episode, is you going to be happy? Actually, Kat, there's something I've got to tell you.
Shall we get married?
I think I might be a little bit married already. So straight away the audience go, they're drawn in again with the whole Kat and Alfie saga.
And when the married Mr. Moon couldn't get his divorce papers in time, he did the only decent thing. He arranged a fake registrar and he married her anyway.
You want me to pretend to be a vicar?
A registrar.
Registrar?
Yeah.
Marry you off to some birds?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Here?
Yeah, downstairs in a pub.
If anyone knows of any lawful impediment, then they should let it be known now.
And Alfie puts his hand up.
Hang on a minute. I recognise that face.
You want me to pretend to be a vicar?
A registrar.
Registrar?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, I got it. David Williams.
David Williams.
Computer says no.
David Williams.
Morning, Andy.
David Williams.
David Williams, actually.
Well, that's what I said, David Williams.
Who at the time had just recorded Little Britain.
Little Britain? No, never heard of it.
I did Little Britain myself.
No, don't, because he's not here because of that. He's here because he's very fat, so let's not embarrass him.
Right, enough of that. Let's get back to the wedding.
David Williams married us.
He says,
If anyone knows of any lawful impediment, then they should let it be known now.
and Alfie puts his hand up because he's lied.
Typical Kat and Alfie, they 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. I didn't want to let you down. So straight away you think, oh, well, it's all over.
I want you to be a normal bloke. And I want a normal wedding. With normal people. With bridesmaids and flowers and everybody telling me how beautiful I am, but I don't get that, do I? I'm sick of being Kat Slater. I'm sick of people looking down their nose at me. I'm sick of feeling dirty and cheap. I want to be a nice girl.
And she says she's sick of everything, and I'm sick of you!
And I'm sick of you!
Kat, please! Kat, don't!
So it looked like another unhappy Christmas in Walford. But Christmas was about to be saved.
What is it? What's your decree? Absolute.
Get your kit on, darling, we're going to get married.
What?
I've just got my decree thingy right.
I, Alfred William Moon, take you, Kathleen Slater, to be my beautiful wedded wife.
I think that might have been a year where they turned the tables on the public, because everybody genuinely expects their dose of misery on Christmas Day from Eastenders.
Can everyone make their way outside?
Have a look.
That's going to be a big old episode to be Alfie making it smart.
From dancing to disguises, it's all changed for Kat when she returns to the square with a secret under her hat. Or Mac, as the case may be.
Kat comes back in disguise.
So on your head.
She doesn't want anyone to know she's running away from these men.
Lord, look!
She just comes back in a massive Mac.
I've got this big coat on.
I thought I'd seen a ghost.
You think she's just fat.
Take her weight off. Feel that paella.
They think I'm fat.
I can't get through here. Well, paella is very fattening.
You know, I want to get old and fat with you.
I ain't fat.
It's like, I'm not fat.
I ain't fat.
I'm not fat. She just rips off the Mac.
You stupid, stupid man.
Kat's pregnant.
You're pregnant? It's not even Alfie's baby, is it? So don't.
It's not yours.
It's like the biggest shock ever.
Today's been the first day we're together, and for some strange bizarre, most people say, it doesn't feel like we've been away.
It doesn't, does it?
And with the script and all that, neither of us quite know it that well, but we're making it work. And we.
Oh, he speaks for himself, sweetheart.
Oh, I can use darling. But it just there's something really natural about it.
Action! Well, come give it a rest. You're making a bit of a show of yourself. Come and have a lie down, have a kip, have a donut, and give you a big fat gob of rest.
I ain't fat! I ain't fat!
It's even got a belly button on it. You see?
We made Kat pregnant because we wanted quintessential Kat and Alfie back with us.
Oh, you thick! It ain't always about the con and the scam and the money, Alfie.
Yeah, well, I don't want the money. You're doing my head in, do you know that?
She's found solace in the arms of another guy. She's only gone to this guy because Alfie's left her high and dry.
You didn't think a little kid would scare me off, do you?
Bringing up another man's kid is your idea of bliss. Give me a break.
This time round, she just wants to be the best mum in the world.
We're a team, ain't we? And without you, I'm like, I don't know, what, Eric without Ernie, Richard without Judy, Shaggy without Scooby.
And that felt like a good starting point for that relationship.
You think I'm going to go through hell fighting off the Andy Hunters of this world, then let a little thing like this finish us off?
You call this little?
But becoming a mum holds painful memories for Kat, as her first baby was a secret that threatened to tear her family apart.
Kathleen Slater, 31 Frownall Street in Walford. Both wrists cut.
How much has she had to drink?
Fran empty litre bottle, Scotch beside her.
Clear!
Everything was all right till she come along. She's my baby, Dad. So he's mine.
Charging 200.
Clear!
Uncle Harry's asked me to go and work in his pub in Spain, and I said yes.
She ain't going.
Clear!
You can't tell me what to do. You ain't my mother. You ain't my mother.
The best bit of storyline in EastEnders history was the one Tony Holland did 25 years ago when he set up, like, who is the father of Michelle's baby?
Mum? Yeah? I'm pregnant.
And it was set up right at the very beginning and paid off 18 months later.
I'm not about to divorce Ange, and I'm not going to get down on one knee and propose marriage, but I am responsible.
You're Vicky's dad, ain't you?
Yeah. And that's always been the best model. And so the Kat and Zoe story was built entirely around that.
You ain't my mother. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
At first, they wanted me to say, yes, I am. But it's like, no, I wouldn't say that. I would scream that out after 17, 18 years of holding this in.
It just had to come out in that way.
The look on Michelle's face was perfect.
My little girl saw it a few times, and I had my makeup box in the front room, and I was cleaning my makeup box out, and I was watching telly, and she went, Mum, Mum, and I turned around and she had lipstick all around her face, and she went, yes, I am!
What did you say?
To grow up thinking that that's your sister and you find out it's your mother, you'd be like scarred for life, I think.
I want to know what you meant. Like you don't say. Where are you going?
We know that the reason she doesn't want Zoe to go off with Harry is because she, Kat, was abused by Harry. She's terrified. She just can't cope with the pretense anymore.
I got the script, and I was reading through it to get my scenes out, and it was just Kat and Zoe, Kat and Zoe, Kat and Zoe, and I was like, oh my God, it's a two-hander.
Leave it, Zoe. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Is it true? Finish what you were saying!
Yeah, they were being really violent with each other.
No!
And then at the very end, she says,
I'd like to know who he is. It was Harry.
The Harry thing we knew was controversial. We had an amazing story conference where someone said, it's her uncle. And there was this huge gasp, and it was going, oh, we can't do that, can we?
You ain't right, he's dead. What he did.
You were taken right in to the heart of the Slater family and what was rotten at the core of it.
These were very big subjects, and they had to be You know, they had to be dealt with in the right way.
We talked at great length to the Samaritans about it, who were incredibly supportive.
I used to go to bed every night with my curtains open so I could see the man in the moon. They were open the night Harry come into my room and I turned the other way because I couldn't believe what was happening to me.
The time I come face to face with Harry, that was real hate.
You're a fat old perv.
I didn't want to write it.
You loved me once.
I loved Father Christmas and all, but he didn't touch me up.
Harry, in his own diseased head, would have a justification, you know, and so I said to Tony, like, I want to hear his side.
It wasn't just me. You were always going around in that little mini skirt.
That was my school uniform.
And the makeup.
You got me pregnant. Yeah, Zoe. And I've told her what you did. She hates you.
You bitch.
And when I saw it, I realised absolutely they'd been right, and it had to be in.
I found it quite disturbing, actually, when I had to put the lipstick on.
And then she looks up the moon and takes what could be that ultimate fateful step.
You have to be really careful with scenes like that you're not seen to glamorise or advocate it or make it look romantic.
Go and phone an ambulance, now!
I was in Tesco, right, and this little girl walked up to me and she said, "Did you die last night?" I was like, "Oh, I can't tell you that, darling."
We've got a rhythm.
I was in the next aisle when I heard these two little girls and they were going, "She's dead, you know." And she went, "No, she's not dead. She's not dead because her lipstick saved her."
Back on the square, the pressure's on for Shane as he films his first scene as Alfie in 5 years.
Hey, hello.
You all right? I'm very, very good.
Hiya, you all right? Nice to see you.
Never done it before, everybody, so be gentle. It's been a while.
Shane's very first day back on screen, his first scene meant he had absolutely no dialogue. He spent the entire morning telling everybody he could tell, really, costume and makeup, that it was a really big, heavy dialogue scene. It's taken him ages to learn.
Today's a real tough scene. I kind of need to sort of like think about what I'm doing, get into character and concentrate on what's going to happen today.
Actually, all he had to do was lie in the back of a car and have Phil Mitchell open the door and stare at him.
Action!
Right, what are we going to do?
Shane's like nobody else I've ever worked with. He's such good company.
Let's take this up. When times were tough, I slept in the back of the bed.
He's loud and he's gregarious, but there's also a real sensitivity running through him, and I think that's where the charm of Alfie Moon comes from.
My initial introduction to Eastenders was they were looking for a 6 foot, late 30s, early 40s Londoner to play a fireman.
Quite clearly was never ever going to convince anyone that he was a fireman.
I went home and I spoke to my wife and I said, "Yeah, I think I've got this."
But he was great.
And then literally months went past and I got a phone call from the manager saying, "I've offered you this part in EastEnders." So playing a character called Alfie. And Tony Jordan is going to be called Alfie Moon. And I remember being really disappointed. Alfie Moon, what a stupid, stupid name.
Well, first thing, I'll see you later on today,
End of the day. Anyone anything from Costco?
Lovely.
But of course now, I can't, you know, it works.
See you later, I've got to get ready to drive a moped.
So, with the Moons back in Walford, why did they leave the first time round? Well, it all started with their old friend, Andy Hunter.
I want to borrow some money. 10,000.
Be nice to me, say, well, a couple of times a week and we'll forget about the loan.
With Alfie in debt to Andy.
Alfie, where did you get this?
Well, I've got a mate who owes me a favour.
It was Andy, weren't it?
Oh, it was Andy.
How could you be so stupid?
a proposal is made to Kat that eventually tears their marriage apart.
Didn't know you pegged as a punctual type. I'm honoured.
She goes over there and she sleeps with him.
Enjoying your revenge.
Beginning to.
She was doing this for Alfie, and it wasn't her. It was just her body.
It's just sex. You won't get what's up here.
You'll never get in here.
And he says, I don't want that.
Believe me, sweetheart, you got nothing out there I want. I know you enough to know that if I have your body, I have you.
He's won, basically.
Please don't make me do this. I'm begging you. Please.
Doesn't have to go through with it. And he does.
When Alfie witnessed the memento of his wife's infidelity, their marriage fell apart.
Alfie's devastated. How can you do that to me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alfie.
How could you do that to me?
I'm sorry.
It was a really tough episode to watch two characters that you love
I did it for you.
rip themselves apart.
You just remember what a cheap little slapper you really are.
No!
The Moons went their separate ways until the death of an old friend changed everything.
Moon kind of knew she was going to die.
I know I'm not very well, but sweetheart, you mustn't be sad.
So they put this wish list together.
Sort of a bucket list, I believe they call it these days.
I just want to make the most of the time I've got left.
She wanted to meet the Queen.
Ma.
I think she wanted to get arrested.
There you go.
Okay.
The thing that she wanted above all was that she wanted Kat and Alfie to get back together.
This is for you.
What is it?
Oh, don't open it now. It's just that it's my final wish. You keep it safe. And when it's time, you'll know what to do.
Nana? Come on, Nana, not yet. Nana.
You know, I was genuinely saying goodbye. Because sadly, not long after that, she did pass away.
No, we are going to have the best Christmas ever. Because that's what we said, didn't we, Ned? Please, Ned, please. Just a bit longer.
I knew when I was doing that scene and saying goodbye to her, it actually felt real, yeah, it did. It felt real.
Nana Moon wasn't just Alfie's grandma. She was also the fairy godmother, I think, for Kat and Alfie.
They both got this huge sense of pride, and they won't admit it that they're the loves of their lives.
Sometimes people grow up and they realise they're not right for each other, so they say goodbye. Forever.
And Alfie leaves Kat behind.
Yeah? Please don't go without me. Please.
That episode was when I go into the toilet and I take off all my makeup.
I don't want to be me anymore.
She's putting her old self in a box and she's never going to return.
It was sort of like the end of an era. It was the end of Kat.
Because her life was Alfie. And then he turns up again.
Kat, your shoes! Right, damn it up. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
It was snowing, unlike their wedding day, it was snowing for real.
Look at you, eh?
Well, look at you.
I always said that Alfie was a bit of an 80s man, and I think that full capri was just the icing on the cake.
Forgot something.
But it must have been important.
The most important thing in the whole wide world.
Is it forever?
It's forever and ever, I swear.
We picked her up in the snow. It was like a fairy tale.
Let's go, Mrs. Moon.
I was really happy with the ending, it was just perfect.
I think it was a good time for them to go because we've been on that roller coaster. I think you needed a break.
I'm sure they went off and had a brilliant time.
"5 years later, and everything has changed. With Alfie desperate to win his wife back, he turns to the Vic, the one place they used to call home.
Kat gives Alfie 24 hours to prove himself. She wants to know that he's going to do something to make their future solid. And he says, I've done it, I've got it.
Did I or did I not say I would sort things out, yeah? I bought us the Queen Vic. I'm not sure Kat feels as happy as Alfie about it.
Alfie gets a right hook.
So it's all change at the Queen Vic.
I think Kat and Alfie taking over the Vic's a brilliant idea.
It's where they belong.
Welcome to the Queen Vic Junior. Drink.
Big Mo will be looking forward to having a few drinks. Or she'll slide behind the bar and help herself. That'll be £2.30.
Kat and Alfie won't mind.
We're going to have a bit of fun with them both. We're going to have a bit of fun with seeing how Alfie runs the Queen Vic, Del Boy style.
Where'd you get the booze from?
Oh, here, there and everywhere. Oh, your old man gave me a stash.
What's it going to be? Is it going to be a gastro pub? Don't turn it into a gastro pub. Is there going to be karaoke?
A lot of entertainment with Shane, I think. He'll get his red coat out again.
Will their love last?
I hope they don't split up. I hope they stay together.
To us.
To us. To Alfie and Kathleen.
Yeah.
It's all to come. You're behind the bar, where they belong.
Of course, Eastenders returns Monday night at 8 over on BBC One. Now, it was Elvis Presley who once told me over a pint, if you're gonna lie, lie big. Peter's a perfect example of that in Family Guy next.